Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Sunday afternoon session where I'm coming back on to complete all the free readings and donations I did not get to in this morning's session. Big thank you for all your patience. I'm a little late coming back on. Got to talking with my host and uh, ate, and so back. I'm recharged and ready to go, though. So thank you guys and for your patience on getting to your readings overall. Thank you for all the thumbs up that you give, letting me know that you guys enjoy the free readings and it helps spread the Zen love, and you're part of the love tsunami. A big thank you too. You'll notice there's no chat in here. I'm not taking any new questions. This is all completing everything from this morning. I'll be back on Friday. I'm on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and Friday and Saturday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for free readings. If you're interested in a Zen Cricket membership, it's $2.99 a month. We pop on Wednesday nights as well for a cozy chat, and then my Praying Mantis members get a 2-hour Q&A on Thursday nights, and then an hour after each of my free reading sessions, those 5 that I do over the weekend. Those are $7.99 a month. And then I also offer personal readings if you're wanting that in the meantime. All that information's down in the description box and on my main page of my website at brettazen.com. And but I have a bunch of free content too. So if you're looking for additional messages, I've got monthly videos, monthly readings is what we're calling them, right? Wow. For each month. I've got solstice readings, the relationship readings this time, weekly pick-a-cards, and a bunch of other timeless pick-a-cards on my main page if you're looking for messages from Spirit and you're not able to make a donation for a reading. You have all that available between now and next Friday when I'm back on for free readings. So that is the skinny. After I'm done, I will post a video. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I will be posting a comment and pin it listing the order in which the readings were completed. Good thing I step out and Spirit steps in. So here we go. All right. So as far as donations, I've got 5 donations. So I'll complete those first. I dive deeper into those. And then after I'm done, we'll go into the free readings. And those will go a little faster because I only pull 1 to 2 cards for those. All right. So first up, we had left off with Infinity for the donations. And so Infinity, you also had a free question. And so I will put that in right after this so you don't have to hunt it out. They'll be right after one another. All right, so your donation, and thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. You want to know, did you disappoint the Virgo M? Does he still want to be in your life, or does he not care that much? All right, let's take a look here and see here. Did you disappoint in Virgo? All right. And then, does he still want to be in your life? And it's about his care here. All right. This sounds familiar unless you asked about someone else. So if you did ask this at another time, I feel like I'd answered something. It might have been a different person, though, for all I know. But I feel like this, why does this sound familiar? I think someone else asks about a Virgo, too, actually. I don't think it's you. We all want to know about these people. I get it. So let's look. So the overall energy, let's start there because we do have the 10 of Wands on the bottom. And for this is like the 10 is an endings and a beginnings of where you're investing all of your energy. And I feel like this is more of a message from Spirit. We'll look at the other cards, of course, that it might be time just to reevaluate where you're investing all of this energy in. It's like what's important and what's urgent, right? We have those 3 buckets that we talk about. But sometimes we feel like everything's important, everything's urgent. But this is like Spirit going, there's a lot of energy being invested out into a lot of things, and you might be feeling exhausted. I know I used to, because I used to like I was had so much invested in the outside world into so many different people, so many different things, trying to do so much, trying to help so much, trying to control so much that was outside of my control was the big one for me. And I feel like this is like coming back and understanding what is within your control, which is only you, right? Your choices. You can't control anyone else. And so I feel like there's this reevaluation of where you are investing all this and bringing it back to you. And then you can focus on what is truly urgent and important first, and then a second bucket of important things that aren't urgent, so you can kind of space them out and you don't have to feel like you have to do it all today. You're like, "No, I don't that doesn't have to be done today. I can put it on my schedule." And then there's the urgent things that are not important that we can put in another bucket that we don't even have to touch. We don't have to invest energy in that. But I feel like there's this overall message of managing your energy and where you're investing it because you can't keep going at the rate that you're going. It's a health kind of thing, can wear yourself out. So I like that. But did you disappoint the Virgo? You know, we've got the death card, the death and the rebirth, and the seven of swords here. Virgos are big thinkers, and the seven of swords, they've got a lot of, you know, expectations. They've got a lot of rules and a lot of supposed to's and shoulds and need to's that come in here that deceive them, that make them think, that things have to be a certain way, and that because they deceive themselves, they see other people as deceiving them, and they're constantly in this place here of falling short, having things stolen from their lives because they've got all this up here. And the death and rebirth card is that they're going through this their own challenges, they're going through their own transformation. And I asking if someone if we disappoint someone is a great question that is really good for all of us to ask at many different times in our lives, because guaranteed we do disappoint people. You may not I don't feel like you've disappointed them in this one. I feel like they're so distracted by what's happening that I don't think you disappointed them. But in this instant, but I'm sure you have, and I'm sure you will, because we will. We can never please one person our entire lives, or for one millisecond in our life please everyone in the world. So we're always going to disappoint people, and whether they're important people or not important people, it really comes down to, you know what? A quick story that really brought this home to me is when I first started working. I guess I must have been like 20 years old. Started working in a corporate office that had cubicles and stuff, and this was back in, like, the mid-80s. I know, I'm old, but I went away, and on vacation, I was gone, like, 10 days, and I didn't shave any during that time, except I grew a little goatee. Now, my hair didn't I didn't get a lot of facial hair very quickly at that age. So it was a sad kind of goatee, because it was patchy here. So I shaved it all, right? Just a goatee like this. And you would have thought when I came back that I had, broken laws or something, because I had people that were like, "Oh my gosh, shave that off. I like you better clean shaven." I had other people go, "Oh, that's cool. I love the goatee." I had other people go, "Why didn't you grow a full beard?" I had other people go, "Shave all that, but grow chops." And like, if they knew I couldn't grow them, but they wanted to do that. Everyone, and someone, just shave it all and just have a mustache. All these people had expectations around my facial hair. And I know it seems like a silly story, but it really was like, I'm not going to be able to please all these people. Like, if I shave it off, people are like, "Oh, I like you better with it." But whatever I do with it, there's different people are gonna have different opinions of it. When we realize, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to please everyone in the outside world. I'm gonna disappoint someone always. Then why not do what I want, and then they can deal with their disappointment? Because I can't, you know, walk around with a actor kit where see who's coming and then be clean shaven, but, "Oh, this is the person that likes me with a mustache. Quick," you know? But then what if you bump into two people with different expectations? Oh, you're screwed, right? So I like this is coming up for you to know that, their disappointments are their own, and your feeling of disappointment in others is your own, and you get to question yours, because I joke sometimes about if I'm like, all right, infinity, I expect you to give me $1,000 a day for the rest of my life. And if you don't do that and I'm disappointed, you know, is that your fault for not living up to my expectations of you? Or is it my fault for putting this expectation that you did not agree to on you? Right. So that's on me. So I feel like there's this freedom that comes in here. Does he still want to be in your life? We've got the King of Wands. So there still is this attraction. They still have this energetic and physical attraction towards you here. So I feel like they still have that here. Let's see what about the caring that comes in here because I pulled extra cards for that. And it looks like a lot of what they run on here is passion. We have the Knight of Wands, which is, you know, energetic and physical attraction. And what I feel here is they don't have a whole lot of love to give, right? This Ace of Cups is this journey, and it's like they're in this transformation trying to find self love. And, so they don't have a whole lot to give because they don't, we can't give more love to others or more care to others than we have for ourselves. And so if they have very little, they're giving you what they can, which doesn't feel like much. So they revert to giving passion because they can activate that, but not emotion. Emotion, self-love is like has clogs. It needs a Drano, needs a plunger, to get things moving again. But that's an internal job that they have to do. But it comes back down to here with the Chariot card, which is your power of choice. Coming back to that, your disappointments are your own. You know, no one can make me happy or sad, and you can't make anyone else happy or sad. You can make it easier for people to choose to be happy or sad, but ultimately you can give someone the world and they can still choose to be sad. So when you turn and realize I'm the one that decides the story I put to any situation. That's my power of choice. Is it going to be higher vibration or lower vibration of fear? These supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts that I've grown up with telling me what these things are supposed to be. Or, so I get really bright. I'm glowing. Whoa. Also, the emotions I choose in each moment are mine, higher or lower. The energy I put forward and draw to me and grow things, I decide. My physical actions, I decide, right? And so there's this power that comes in here, realizing that if the Virgo's disappointed, that's their problem, not yours. You know, do they want to be in your life? Well, fine, then be in my life. If you don't want to be in my life, that means nothing about me. This is their choices, their journey, but you get to choose. If they somehow don't want to, this is bringing up your fears. Whatever you're seeing in the reflection, whatever emotions pop up, are yours that you can look at and go, why are these here? What is going on here? And then you're like, okay. And then you can look at those fears, transform those fears to where they don't trigger anymore. So hopefully that helps. I know that wasn't quite exactly what you were wanting, but that's what Spirit wants you to know about this situation because this is happening on purpose for this reason to bring this stuff up for you. And if we don't learn here, then we'll learn in the next one or the next one or the next one or the next one. Trust me, I know. If I don't learn from one, I repeat it in a different person's body. But, as long as it's still the thoughts and beliefs and emotions are happening here, doesn't matter. There was this great quote that I read somewhere and then they were saying that it doesn't matter what mirror you look in, if the image hasn't changed, you're going to see the same reflection. It's like, okay, that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for your donation. Thank you for that again. And then your free question, you wanted messages from Spirit about the week ahead. All right. Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know about your week ahead here? All right. And they want that one. All right. So what do we have here? Okay. So I do see here, I mean, you've got the Page of Wands and the full card almost looks like the same person, but they have a hat now and a cape. But this is about new energy that's coming in, an upgrade, a new kind of passion, activity, new excitement. And the full card is the ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure that's free from a lot of expectations. So there is, the wands is kind of like a suit of possibilities. And with that, there's this possibility of a fresh start, of an upgrade, of moving to a whole new level. It's like when you get through high school, or yeah, we'll use high school. You get through high school, and you hit 12th grade, and you graduate, and then you start over in college. You start as a freshman. You start all over again, whole new place, a whole new world, a whole new, thing. So there's feels like there's this brand new start of things where you've completed something, you're had enough of something, you're graduating from something, and you're heading into something more passionate and alive. And it feels like it's bringing a spark of new hope, of a new excitement, and it just feels like a bright, shiny, sunny day after a month of dark, overcast, rainy days. It just feels like you're bright and you're warm this next week. So I like it. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then up next, we have Nova. Nova, thank you so much for your multiple donations. Hope your painting turned out fun. And thank you for all of these. So, number 7 coming in. And you want to know, what does Kurt want your human self to know about being self-destructive and seeking outside help for it? Also, what does Kurt want to teach you? All right, let's take a look here and see. What does he want to know here? Chatty Kurt. All right, let's see what this comes out to be here. Yeah, so, we have the 4 of Pentacles, which is, this is the underlying energy in the bottom of the deck. Overall, this is about stability of the outside world, right? Our our outside world is a reflective of our inside world, right? We don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. And so I feel like an important thing that he wants you to know through all this is that, the outside world will never make you happy. It's always going to fall short. It's unstable. And as long as you define your worth by the outside world, you will feel unstable, right? The way he learned, and what this 4 Pentacles person learns through that journey, is that, we're told 3 buckets of things that we um, are told to define ourselves by, right? Relationships of all kinds, situations of all kinds, things of all kinds, right? But people change, people pass away, things never stay the same, things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, right? We know this. We talked about that before, I'm sure. So that's all unstable. And when we define ourselves by that, we feel unstable. And we feel unstable, we feel disappointed, we get bored with the outside world till we turn inward and upward and realize, the only stable thing in this realm is the eternal unconditional love of the higher realms, of the creator, of source. And so when we define ourselves by that, then we feel whole, we feel stable, because eternal love never ends. That's stable. Unconditional love. Whoosh. As I say that, the screen lights up. Unconditional love is nothing you can do to earn it, nothing you can do to lose it. So it's, amazing, amazing, stable energy. And when we define ourselves by that, then we feel stable. The outside world just is, and we're not rocked around by things that happen in the outside world, because we're not looking to define ourselves by it. Just is. It's neutral. We can see it as such. So I feel like that's important to know going into here. Um, what does he want you to know about being self-destructive? The Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, and that it's a process. The Devil card, the Saturn energy, Capricorn energy, this has this challenge, and this is actually the addictions card that comes in, that it took time to grow the addictions. It can take time to do away with addictions, and that can be, actual prescription, regular or unprescription drugs. It can be eating, it can be drinking, it can be trying to control things, it can be all sorts of things. We all have addictions where it's whatever we felt we needed to feel complete, to feel in control, to feel safe. And so we use those as crutches, to deal with the symptoms, not the cause. The cause comes from in here. These thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that make us feel like we're low and small and weak and limited. And we don't like to feel that unsafe and out of controlness. So we do stuff to mask those for us. But it takes time for those things to develop over time. But once we realize and we turn to that solidity of the inside world, then the fears start falling away, and we stop needing those things, and then we just stop weaning ourselves off of them. As we don't feel as stressed, we can just do take steps. And even if it is drugs, sometimes it's finding out what I can do to get off of them, because sometimes they'll have alternative things that you can take that help you, um, you know, move away from something, instead of trying to quit cold turkey and then you go through all this withdrawal and then I can't quit, and then it's reinforced instead of released, right? So let's see what else we have here too. Yeah, you have Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and you have the Strength card. Here's your Leo energy. You've got this natural energy to adapt and change, and you have this, for your health, which the Queen of Pentacles is about your bodily health too, but it's about nurturing you, loving your body, loving yourself, learning to do things for you, for yourself. And the Leo energy that comes in here with that connecting to your higher self, you're not in this alone. You have this entire support team. So if you ask them for assistance, they definitely will do that too. Yeah, and there's definitely counseling will help. You have the 6 of Cups and the 7 of Cups, so seeking outside help. This is about there's a lot of emotional confusion, a lot of stuff. This is the childhood emotion card too. So there's this stuff that's stuffed down there, stuff that's stuffed down below the surface that needs to come out and bubbled, and they will give you the ability, and they can even help you with addictions usually too, especially if they're it depends on your country. Here, people who are counselors can't give drug, but psychiatrists have like a medical addition to them where they can say, okay, you know what we can do is we can give you a prescription for this. This will help with the side effects where you can wean yourself off of this and it won't feel like you're going, So I feel like that's an important piece of all this too. Yeah, you're ready for this ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. And this is such an important part of all this. Yeah, you're ready to walk away from emotions that no longer serve you. And this person's headed off to the 9 of Cups, which is dreams come true. It's an important step for you to take for your dreams to come true, to bring in the King of Pentacles, very much grounding and feelings of fullness and abundance, and the King of Wands to manage your energy too. So it's an important thing here because, I mean, ultimately, we could always do everything on our own with a lot more pain and suffering, and it takes longer. But if we can get assistance from people who are experienced and professionals that have all the tools, the understanding, the knowledge, and the wisdom, why not take it? Why not allow ourselves the easier way instead of always doing it the hard way, right? So I love that for you. And that's what's coming in for you, Nova. Kurt is a hoot, but much love to you. Hang in there. All right. And then MMC, you are up next. You want to know, is R aware of the fight you had with RH? All right. Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know here? Well, let's see what we got here, because I don't feel like they know yet. Because with the Nine of Pentacles, this is about someone who's kind of in a hermity mood, away from everybody. So I feel like they're kind of in this withdrawn state, or weren't available for anyone yet. But I feel like when I said yet, I feel like they will find out, because we have here, there's just a matter of time with the Temperance, that with this Three of Swords, that this altercation, this, what you call it, fight, well, it's a fight, with this, battling that has happened, that it's just a matter of time before it, comes forward. So I don't feel like they know yet, but I feel like they will. But when I'm looking at when they find out, what do they think of all this? And I just feel like they're seeing things with this Hierophant from a higher perspective. They're seeing this. It's almost like, here's the two people who have fought coming before them, right? And they're the ones that are seeing different perspectives, seeing both sides. On one side, there is feelings of being abandoned, being left behind out in the cold, and lack. So it's like one side of the coin of the fight is rooted in someone feeling low about themselves, and they get that. And the other is that there's this tendency with the Nine of Wands to have a lot of fire, to really rah, if you ever seen Inside Out, the movie with the four characters inside the girl, and they have a little fire guy who he'll go from being calm to all of a sudden there's flame, that's, I feel like there's this, they see the root of what's going on here. They're like, yeah, you're a frying pan, not you, but this person's a frying pan that fries. The other person feels low about themselves. So you're like, I can see where this fight ignited and why. And so I don't feel like there's, with that Hierophant, that's like the peaceful religious leader or spiritual leader that tries to bring peace. And I feel like if they know that there was a fight, that they would try to see things from both sides and try to help each individual see things from both sides. But I don't feel like they're in a place of judgment around it when they find out. They're just more of a, I see what's going on here kind of energy. So hopefully that helps, MMC. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Okay, and then HTTPS, you are up next. And I do see you had a donation and a free reading. So like I did with Infinity, I'll do your donation first, and then I'll also do your free reading right after it. So they're right next to each other. You don't have to go searching. So thank you again for your multiple donations. Let's take a look. You wanted to know something about your past life. Yeah, I want to actually have my past life cards right over here. So we'll do a little mini short past life reading here. Let's see which past life they want you to know about, because you've had many. This isn't just your second lifetime here. So you've got tons. We'll see which one they want you to know about here. And what do we have here? Imagine that. I can see you as a hermit. So in the lifetime that they're bringing up, there was this time where it's like you were I don't want to say it's a monk, because it's not so much that it was this organized religion, but I feel like you were a monk that was part of an organized religion to start with, but because of war, because of battling, you didn't want to be a part of it anymore, so you disrobed your robe. and so you had connection with God, with spirit, and you didn't like what the church was doing with it. And so you became, like a hermit. You had a little mountain thing, you had some goats, you had some crops, but you were up away from everyone else. But you had great enlightenment, and you had, it's almost like, I want to say, like you um had a name like Enoch, where in the Christian Bible, Enoch was such friends with God that he never died. God just took him, according to the biblical stories. And I feel like that's kind of what this was. You had such a strong daily connection that you didn't need anyone else or do anything else, and you just were off on your little journey. And that was the lifetime you wanted to experience then, because you had such a deep connection. But right in this lifetime, they're like, in that you didn't share it with anyone. Very rarely a passerby, a traveler would come in, and you would give them food and give them a place to stay and warmth, and give them some stuff to take with them, some food for the road. You always had enough. Um, and so you shared information and stuff with people as they came through here now and again. But a lot of your information you kept to yourself. In this lifetime, I feel like they want to unhermit yourself and express that. Let's take a look here. I'm going to take a look at this Akashic Tarot. Let's see why they wanted you to know about this one. You can't make this stuff up. But so you got the light of the world, right? And it comes after Hermit is number 9 in the major arcana of tarot. But you got number 10 here coming in, the light of the world. So this hermit, it's no longer like hiding yourself up in the mountains. This is about being a light for others. And this is what they just want you to know, that there's no wrong. You've tried it before, and this is like what you're wanting to do in this lifetime is, what would it feel like to sharing this light with everyone? It says an old sage holds a glowing lantern and knocks on a door with no latch. A young man inside is too distracted to answer the knock. Your divine being is trying to get your attention. All it takes is a moment of your awareness to open the door. Though your life may be busy, the opportunity now presents itself for you to move into a higher awareness. It's a great time to open to your higher self and all its wisdom and powers. It is your soul, your eternal being, who approaches, but it is up to you and only you to open the door. You do this by taking real and regular action in knowing and feeling the wise and radiant being you are forever. Through meditation and study, you can own that enormous love, power, and vision. You can make every day sacred by going within. And once you do, you'll know a radiant and greater power in every step, with every word. You'll be able to bring this magnificent force to your world, changing your life forever. The Akashic Force says, with a deep breath, you fill yourself with the grace and peace and light of your higher self. Your vision opens to a wider universe, and you realize that you have all the time and power in the world. Eternity fills you. Wow. What a powerful message. So, you definitely have this moving from solitude. The shadow attribute of the hermit is you withdraw from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. And the light attribute of the hermit is seeking solitude to focus intently on inner life, and it serves your personal creativity. So that's what you did in that lifetime, but you're evolving into this lifetime to bring that hermit information and knowledge and wisdom and power out to the world. There's an old Christian song, about letting your light shine. Gonna hide it under a bush? No, you're gonna let it shine. So I like this energy that's coming in there. So I like that, that pathway of choosing, that you're not letting other, like in that lifetime, you didn't allow the fear of what may happen, if they find out that you abandoned your dedication to their organized religion, and that you wanted to live life on your terms. which was a no-no back then, with especially when you were dedicated your life into priesthood or whatever. And it's like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. So you just disappeared one day from your monk monastery, and yeah, zippity doo dah, Knight of Wands. Psh, you just disappeared out of nowhere. You made the decision and you went, and you made your little life until you passed away up in the mountains. So very calm, peaceful, serene, beautiful relationship with Creator. But now it's having that, but sharing it with the world. So I like it. So that's what they have for the donation. So thank you again for so much for that. And then for your free reading, you want what message from the universe? So let's take a look here and see what the universe wants you to know right now for your free reading here. See if these two coming in. Yeah. So here it is. Are you going to hide your light under a bush? No, you're going to stand up on a hill and let it shine. Literally, the Seven of Wands is about not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, but standing bright on a hill. And no matter what, you don't have to defend yourself from these people who may not agree with what you want to do and where you want to head and what you want to do and how and when and everything else, that you're able to stand tall and stand bright. You have the advantage in any, that's what, when you're up on a hill and you're in a battle, you want to be on the uphill, not the downhill trying to move uphill. So you have an advantage when you're on the high ground. And so this is all about taking the high ground and shining bright. And that Two of Cups is the relationship with your higher self in the spiritual world, that you can, fill up with this beautiful relationship with the Creator on the inside. And then you let it fill you up and flow out into the relationships and friendships and, like I said, teacher student energy that's been coming up for a while for you. It's like to teach and to it's like you live by example. You teach by example, not by here's in the book. You live your life and you organize teaching, but you mainly teach through being, period. And I like that. So that's what they have for you there. So many blessings, HTTPS. And thank you again for your donations. Right. And then the last donation we have coming up is Eagle. So, Eagle, thank you so much for your donation. Also, I noticed you had your free reading too. So, like we've done for Infinity and HTTPS, I will give you your donation reading first. We'll dive deeper in that one. And then I'll give you your free one right after it. So they're all together. So you don't have to go on a hunt for it. All right. So easy breezy. So let's give these a shuffle. And your donation reading, you wanted to know, does David think you're too emotional to the point of being emotionally unstable? You're so funny. Haha. Just curious of his perception of you currently. It's non-romantic. And let's take a look here and see what's going on here. What's his perception of you? But whenever we're asking other people's perception of us, it's always good to, realize that um we're all mirrors for one another, right? So what I recognize and am able to see in other people is about me, not about them. What I see in the mirror is me. It's like if you walk into a bathroom with the big mirrors and someone's yelling at themselves in a mirror, it's like, wow, that's what we are to each other, are these mirrors. So how someone expresses themselves to me, I have no idea what they're seeing in the reflection, because I'm a mirror. I can only see myself. I'm like, what do a lion looks in the mirror, they see a lion, a monkey sees a monkey, a giraffe sees a giraffe. I have no idea what they're seeing. But what I see when I'm looking in the mirror of them tells me about me. So there's some good, clarity that comes in here is when you look at them, what do you see? That's a good information. So we will still pull cards here, but just realize that a lot of what they see is through the filter of their own eyes, as well as what you see as a filter through your eyes. I do see here. It's interesting because we have like a mirroring. You have one card and two cards, one card and two cards. So those mirror each other. And then a card in the middle, which is kind of like the mirror that's happening here. And you both have the Eight of Pentacles. It's like this. I don't know if you guys work together or go to school together, but this would be the work school card, which would show that, you know, the similarity you guys have is that you're pursuing and growing. It's a transformation card too, which we're always in this growth and transformation that's coming in here, right? So let's take a look here. What are their impressions of you emotionally? Let's see what we got here. You know, I don't feel like that they feel you're unstable because we've got three cards here, which I feel is what they're seeing when they look at you, which we have the World card ending. It's the last card in the major arcana, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures, right? So this is the card of transformation and kind of like a butterfly caterpillar, transforming into a butterfly. There's this ending of one way and a beginning of new. So he sees you as that you're evolving and going through things. The Four of Cups, though, is emotional stability. So they don't see you as unstable with that. And the Empress, now the Empress does have a lot of emotion that comes with it, but this is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And I feel like they know enough about themselves that they are realizing some projection they put on you is from their mother. I feel like their mother may have been emotionally unstable because the Empress, she rules over all the queens. And if she's not in her authority, then she's got five parts emotion, one part fire, one part earth, one part air, earth, fire, air, earth, fire. Yeah. And then five parts cup. So there is this imbalance way of emotion that comes with the Empress, but the divine feminine can handle it. But sometimes the human, if they're have a large portion of water poured in, it's very difficult. And there's a lot of emotional instability that he witnessed from his mother when he was younger. But he realizes it. He sees you as stable, especially in comparison to his mother. So you're like nothing to worry about there. And I kind of feel like this is your perception of them and realize there's some of this in you too, right? With the Magician and the Ace of Wands and the Page of Swords, you kind of see them as someone that's kind of, I don't know if you have like this sense that they're really intelligent, they really see things differently, they're smart, a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of masculinity. So it's amazing that you got, divine masculine energy for them, divine feminine energy for you. So you guys kind of stereotyping each other a little bit, but I feel like you're seeing reflections of like your father in them, and you're kind of seeing them as someone that's very fired up, and maybe there was anger issues with your dad. Maybe I just feel like there's this quick to explode, quick to catch on fire, like they're a frying pan. They heat up quick, but they also cool off quick. And but I just feel like there's this mirroring that's going on here. And it's for each of you, for you to look at your kind of challenges with your father and for him to look at the challenges with his mother. Then you realize that this isn't them, this isn't on them, and it's not on you. It's like, oh yeah, it's not fair for each of us to throw these things on each other. But I feel like they're like, no, they don't feel like you know that you're unstable. That Four of Cups is emotional stability. That's what the card is. But I like that. In comparison to my mom, you're the most stable, emotionally stable person in the world. So yeah, so I don't feel like you have to worry about that at all. Right? So that's what's coming in there for you for that one. And then for your free reading, you want a general for next week. So let's take a look here and see what we have here. What do they want you to know about next week? All right. Yeah. So I do feel like you're doing some good purging here next week, both in mind and in emotion. The 10 of Swords is like the ending of I'm sick and tired of trying to please everyone and all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts and everyone with all their expectations. And I'm just done trying to please everyone, right? And that's good. That's a great place to be because then that's where freedom comes from. And the Eight of Cups is like the willingness to walk away from friendships or relationships that don't serve you anymore, and also to transform some emotions that are below the surface too. So it feels like you're just really going, I'm dumping all these expectations and these relationships that are attached to them that I'm giving so much and people aren't giving back. You're like chunking those and you're getting back a lot of your mental and emotional energy so that you can move forward into something that aligns with your truth and with your heart as well. So I like this for you. I feel like it's a week where you're just kind of fed up with some situations and some people, and purging feels like is the theme of the week. So that's what's coming in for you, Eagle, and many blessings to you. So thank you again for your donations. All right. So now we'll move into the free readings. Thank you guys for your patience and get into these. Like I said, these will move faster than the others because we'll pull like 1 to 2 cards for the free readings. And let me just move them over here, some of them over here. So I've got a few handfuls, so we will get through to those. Let's see, how many do I have? So I've got about 22, 23 free readings, so hang in there. Once I'm done, I will post a comment. That's what I'm trying to think of, a comment, and I'll pin it, and that'll list the order in which the readings are completed. All right. So we'll shuffle these up for all readings. The energy we'll put in represent those. Okay. So there we go. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. Get the coffee up. Ever drink from these cups that have a little hole in the top and suddenly there's a bubble and everything comes out? It's like, whoa, all right, here we go. All right, so let's get into it. So Ateshi Singh, you are up first. So you want to know, will you bump into SSP or DK during the upcoming academic year? I don't think you will. This Nine of Wands feels like there's this block that's going on between you and them, and when it's being done for you, it's like they're being kept away. Spirit is kind of blocking, going, no, no, this energy, not for this semester or this academic year. They're like, we need you independent of that for to go where you're wanting to go. Nine is kind of a hermit's journey, and for you to stand on your own and manage your own. I don't feel like you have this bumping into them during this. It's just like there's this field, this it's like magnets repelling uh from each other. So that's happening for you though. It's to give you this freedom, keeps on coming in, and it allows you to be independent, and it's almost like you're developing a new side of you, if that makes sense. Like, I'm going to be able to express myself in my own unique way, and it allows you to let go of old versions of yourself. I feel like you know what that means, and you're just like, I don't need to try to be someone I'm not, and I'm going to be me. And you find your little community, you find a little group of people that you just feel comfortable being yourself around. With these, I feel like you might have had to walk around on eggshells, or you feel you had to dim your light or try to be someone so that you wouldn't be afraid that they would like reject you or something. But I feel like no, I don't feel like you will. But I like that there's other people going to be around you that are more supportive there. So I like that. And that is what they have for you right now, Ateshi. So many blessings to you. Right. And then we have a new Sri. You're up next. You'd like a general reading. Wow. So you've got this new adventure. There's like this letting go, go with the flow, make a leap energy. But it's about getting rid of the cage, get rid of the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos. Think of it as like an ending of an old cycle. I've completed something, but now I want to go on this adventure where I don't. It's like go where no man has gone before, like Star Trek, right? And you don't have any roles out there because you don't know any of it. It's brand new. And I feel like that's the kind of energy they're looking and bringing in for you is because it's like a little child who looks at the world full of possibilities instead of all these no, 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 restriction, restriction, restriction. This is like the roof is being blown off and the walls are being blown away and there's no restriction, nothing keeping you caged, and you're able to move forward with freedom into something more in alignment with your higher self than trying to do what you feel you're supposed to do, you should do, you need to do, you have to do, you must do. There's this freedom of doing things in your own unique way without guardrails, without restriction. So I feel like that's the nudging that they have coming in here for you right now. So that's what they have for you in New Street. Many blessings to you. And then soul searching vibe, you want to know August month for you. So be sure to check out the August monthlies that are out for each individual zodiac sign. You'll get a ton of information with those. But wow, your August looks pretty good with the Wheel of Fortune, the tune of for you, the fortune. So the card always tells us that, August is a month of things that are unfolding, and it's everything is always unfolding for us, right? It's always that's the tune of for you. Life happens for us, life doesn't happen to us. But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it's just like this message. Sometimes our human is like, how is that for me? But when this card comes out, even your human's like, I can see how this is for me. So I feel like you feel like an abundant month for August. And by the time you reach the end of it, you're like seeing like, yeah, I see how this is all designed and it's for me and it's awesome. So it feels like a very positive month for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, soul searching vibes. So many blessings. And then Links Lee, you want to know who is coming towards you. Well, it's either an Aquarian, maybe or an air sign, but it's like a dreams come true balancing type of energy. So I like that. There is this hope, this brightness, this star in the dark night sky, but there's this balancing energy, this understanding your dream and getting some of your dream too. And if you ever notice with the card, they're pouring out these there's Aquarius is the water bearer. They're pouring out water onto land and water into the pond, the water, right? So the water can represent like our emotions and our energy, right? Like our wands, and the other they're pointing upon the earth, your outer world, and even your mind. So there's this beautiful balancing of energy of dreams come true. It's like you're making progress, you're gaining clarity, you're altering. It's just it feels like you're right in the midst of working on your dream and balancing, clarifying, following, determining that's the star, that's the bright star. Like you have all these, you have 8 stars in the sky, 7 of them are small, the other one's big, and you're like, "Okay, this is my dream come true, I'm following it. These I don't follow," right? So, I like that for you. So that's what they have, what's coming towards you right now as far as who it does feel like it's someone like a dream come true, but I feel like there's awareness, there's transformation, there's these changes that are happening, so I feel like you're in the midst of getting to know them. Um, the individual, they're coming into your life here. So that's what they have for you, Linksley, right now. So many blessings to you. And then QD, you want to know anything you need to know. All right. Knight of Pentacles is that you can trust the seasons. It's the slowest moving horse, but, the outside world, which it represents, is the slowest because it has its seasons. Inside, our minds change like this, our emotions change like this, our spiritual energy. So all of that stuff, this suit, outside world, do 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 do, right? 3 months of summer, 3 months of fall, 3 months of winter, 3 months of spring. when is it going to get here? Right. But there is this trust the seasons, trust the timing, energy coming in, and that there's a season for everything. With all that, that during the winter, even though it feels like everything's dead, there's a lot going on below the surface before spring comes. And so I feel like this is an important message of realize that slowness happens for you to be able to work on mindsets and emotions, things that don't serve you anymore, that you can let go, like the leaves fall from the tree. There's things that we allow to die away in the winter because we know springtime will come and there's going to be new growth and new blossoming. So I feel like that's the big message, is to trust the timing, trust the season. It all happens for a reason. Yeah, so period. I'm like, "Is that it?" And they're like, "That's it. Everything happens for a reason. Every season happens for a reason." All right. So that's what they have for you, cutie. So many blessings to you. And then angel blessings. You want anything about the one? All right. Well, maybe next lifetime. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be horrible? Sorry, you had your chance. They're gone. But no, they're going through a death and a rebirth. They're going through a huge transformation. And we like this, that it's almost like, um, even though puppies are cute, if you can get a cute young puppy who's already been potty trained, so much better. And that's what your spirit guides are saying. This one has gone through a rebirth. They're gone through a big of their transformation, so you don't have to go through it with them. You're getting them after they're done. You're like, shoo, so glad. It's like, uh, after a Thanksgiving dinner, you go into the kitchen to go, "Do you guys need any help?" And all the dishes are done. And they're like, "No, we're all done." You're like, "Oh, wow. Everything is just great." So I like that. I like this energy for you. The work is, they've done a lot of their inner work. They've done a lot of their transformation. So you get them, uh, you know, with the upgrades on, and the well-trained ones. You're like, "All right, I like this. I don't have to retrain them on all this stuff. They've got it down." So I like that. That's so funny. So that's what they have for you right now, angel blessings. That's so funny. All right. And then smooth life, you want to know, how will your coming week be? All right, you got the Page of Pentacles. So it looks like there's some new opportunities that are coming in and being offered for you here. A new opportunity to look at your worth in a different way. So you might be getting some abundance, or in situations coming in where you look at your worth in a higher way too. So I like this type of positive, bright energy that's coming in. You can even see here the background is like yellow. It's really, really bright. If I can get it, there it goes. So there's this wow kind of feel for next week, that you just feel like you're on top of the world and that you feel appreciated. And I feel like it's because you're recognizing some powerfulness from within yourself. And so you're able to have it reflected in the mirrors around you because you're seeing yourself in a different light. Other people express yourself through a different light as well. So I like that. I like that for you. That's the big thing there. New opportunity being offered, though. So I feel like there's some sort of enhancement in your life that comes as a reward for the hard work you've put in, either on yourself or the world, your job or education or whatever it may be that you've been focusing energy on. There's this beautiful, here's the fruit of your labor kind of energy. So that's what's coming in for you, smooth life. So many blessings to you. And then Pinky, you're up next. Love reading. All right. Well, you've got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, she rolls over emotion, love, right? But all the queens are given a second portion. So she's not only a ruler of it, she's the master of it. That tells me a couple things, that there's going to be a lot of emotional clearing for you. Kind of like, it's almost like Eight of Cups energy with this, with the High Priestess, Six of Cups. So all this energy they're showing me in my head, and it's like, wow, what a whirlwind of emotion. But you're bringing up stuff from that's been suppressed and pushed down that you've been maintaining, and now things have been going, hey, and getting your attention, right? So now you're like, okay, let's bring that up, let's look at it, let's transform it into something higher. And then you're also looking at relationships in your life, and you're like, I've been investing in keeping all these other relationships alive, but I'm the one that's doing all the resuscitating, and I'm the life support system. If I turn off the life support system for all these and just let the relationships breathe on their own, which are going to live, which are going to die, and you're okay with it, you're like, it's time. I can't, or not can't, you can, it would be very exhausting, and you wouldn't have emotional energy left over for love, for like a romantic love, partnership type of love, because you're investing all this energy out here. So you're bringing back all this energy. Some you're just taking to zero. You're just like beep, So you're ending your energy you're investing in relationships, and you can let them see what happens with them. If the other people step up, and if not, they drift away. C'est la vie, right? But you're gaining all this energy back, um, and you're getting rid of all this energy you're using to hold emotions down, all this energy you're investing in all these relationships to like store up and deposit a lot of emotional cash and energy into your emotional bank account. And what's great about all this is that it's in preparation for love, because that's why you're storing it up. If you're not planning on love, if you were like, I'm never going to find love the rest of my life and I don't want it, then you could expend all that energy somewhere else because you don't care to have it saved up and ready to expend into a relationship. But this means you are. And it's, you will know who it is who's heading towards you, because the Six of Cups energy that I mentioned is past life connection energy. That's what's coming in here too. You're just going to know, whoa, what is this? I feel comfortable. I feel this emotional connection below the surface, and wow. And I usually tell people it's like, it's going to be so obvious it's them. They're going to be glowing in the dark, and there's going to be a rainbow shooting out of their butt, and you're going to see them and go, I wonder if that's them. It's like, there's no doubt. When you see that, that's them, right? So I like that for you. So that's what's coming in for you, Pinky, right now. So many blessings to you. Let me bring some more into the picture here. And we will continue on with the free readings here. So thank you guys for your patience as we work our way down the list. Let's see. Let's put these this way. All right. So Goldie, you are up next. You want messages from the person on your mind. All right. We have the World card, which is an ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventure that's coming in. And this really is here, and this lion with this is really coming up here, because they're, like the message from them would be, um, I I've just ended some cycles, I've ended some relationships. And I ended them because I felt pressured. I felt a lot of expectations. I'm a lion, and they tried to cage me, and that's not who I am. I don't want to be caged. I don't want to be owned. I don't want to have to put intentions. I don't want, it's like a little kid that's like, I just want to play. I want to enjoy life. Do you want to be my playmate? Do you want to go on the adventures with me? Let's go then. But I don't want you to say, well, can only be me, and I can be your only friend, and blah, blah, blah. They don't want this. They want freedom, and but they would love to go on an adventure with someone that can handle that. And it's not so much that they want an open relationship where they want to have sex all over the place. It's not that. It's they'd love to have an individual that's like a best friend adventure partner that has benefits and everything along with it, that you care about each other and all this, but there's not rules, there's not expectations. And the reason why that's there, the cycles, they got a lot of leftover stuff from childhood about not being good enough, not measuring up. You're a disappointment. They probably were even told that, and so they don't want to face that. And so when they do, they just have all this stuff floods back to them here. And I feel like that's what they're wanting you to know, the why and their approach to things and how they see things. And it's like, if you're okay, if you're a fire personality that's like, I'm all about the adventure, I don't need to focus on the destination. I just want to go on an adventure and enjoy, the journey, the excitement of going where we're going and the connections that we'll have. But I don't need it to be defined either. If you can do that, then I feel like if you could share that and express that some way, that they'd be like, "Really? No way," because they have trouble finding people like that, because humans, when we're in our lower vibration, we need to feel in control and safe, and if people don't obey our rules and stay in this cage, we're afraid of the lion, and we don't want the lion around unless it's caged because 'cause we're afraid. What if the lion does this? What does that mean about me? Nothing. It means something about the lion, but we have a hard time keeping those things separate, right? So that's what the message that they would have for you, Goldie. So many blessings to you. And then Kritika Mahotra, hello, 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 hi, hi, hi. Should you join one of the foreign campuses of your college for the summertime, summertime? There is no shoulds, okay? Of course, from spirit, there's just different choices with different results. So what they'll do is they'll show you the energy. If you do join one of the foreign campuses for the summer, this is the energy that you'd get. Well, you'd have here the movement of thought and belief and mindset and knowledge and move, so it would help your education. I almost feel like there would be like this, you being away, you're able to focus, but you're able to be restful and not in fear and not feel like someone's watching over you so closely. It just feels like you would have this freedom that would release your mind, and your mind would be so open and just a sponge for learning. And you're like, I like this, right? So I feel like it would be a positive for you. But that's up to you with that. There's no wrong or right, no supposed to, should, need to, have to, must. It's like, what would you like to do? You get to decide. Look at things from a higher perspective, not from what other people think's the right thing to do and blah blah blah. But what would you want to do? Look from your high heart and see what you'd want to do. So that's what they have for you, Kritika. So many blessings to you. Right. And then we have Patricia. Hello, Patricia. So a general for the week. Let's see what they have here for you. Oh, this is a great card, though. I know all tarot are great cards, really. I mean, I could take every single card and share stories about them, about how, even though sometimes things feel challenging, on the other side there's freedom, and so they are so good for us, which is what the 10 of swords is getting to this point. This person isn't dead. They are looking this way, over here at the sun rising here. And so all of these small t truths are all these expectations that people had, and this 10 of swords is pretty much saying, I'm just sick and tired of trying to live up to everyone's expectations and make everyone else happy. I'm going to make decisions for me. I'm going to decide what direction I want to go, what I want to do with my life, how I want it to unfold. This is my life to live. It's like when you're at a giant table at a restaurant and everyone is telling you there's 10 people with 10 different expectations on what you should order for your main entree, and no one else is going to eat off of it. You're going to eat the whole thing in this story, and you're like, well, thank you for your opinion, but I got to eat it. I'm going to decide. And I feel like this is the kind of week that's unfolding for you, which is a great place to be. Like I said, there's freedom that comes in there. You're not spending so much energy exhausting yourself trying to live up to all these expectations. All that energy comes back to you for you to put towards your dreams, towards the direction you want to go. So I like that for you, and that's what's coming in. So many blessings to you. And then Starfall, you are up. You'd like a general reading for the next coming 2 weeks. Wow. So you have the Chariot card, which is movement, 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 victories, but also the power of choice. It's a big piece of this card, which is saying that these next 2 weeks you're going to have a lot of opportunities to realize that it's like you're becoming aware of the stories that you're choosing in situations. Like, do I have to think of it that way? No, I want to think of it another way. And the emotions I'm choosing in the moment. Do I want to feel this way? No, I'm going to choose another way to feel. The energy I'm investing. Do I want to focus on that? Do I don't want to draw that to me? No, I want to draw something else. Physical action. Do I want to go do that? I really don't. Then why are you saying yes? Say no. No, the power of no. So I feel like there's these next 2 weeks is a big piece of the power of no, which is I get to choose what I want to think, how I want to feel, how I want to attract the things I want to express out into the outside world. And there's this clearing away of a lot of that supposed to's and shoulds, and realizing that there's no wrong choice and I can make another choice in 90 seconds if I want. But um, it's the experimenting and the epiphany, the realization, the awareness of the power that lies within you. No one can tell you how to feel. No one, I mean, people can tell you how to feel, but people can't choose for you how you feel. People can't choose for you the story you put in things, all of that. You own all that. But what's great is you realizing I can't control anything of that out there either. That's all their choices. So I'm going to live for me. I'm going to make my choices. So I like this. I like this progression and this awareness that's coming in for you here over the next 2 weeks. So there you go, Starfall. Many blessings to you. And then Shloka Sancher, hello, hello. Does S have feelings for his XA? They're transforming here. And, you know, I feel like, you know, our hearts are like little hotels. There's little pockets and storehouses all throughout our heart, right? Our not our physical heart, that only has what, 4 valves, but the hotel of our emotional heart, it has a bunch. And people that we care about and love about, all we give them a little apartment, little hotel room in the hotel of our emotional heart, right? So there's always emotion there. But the difference is that down, it's like if you mention a hotel that's huge and there's an inner courthouse, it's all inside, and so everyone walks and they all go into their rooms, but down in the middle is the dining room and all this stuff. And down here you have this table, romantic table for two. And um you know, if we have feelings and we're still, what do they call it? You're holding the flame for someone else, you still have a reserved sign over on the other part of the table. So there's a difference between that there's a reserve sign there, and that they have a little hotel room in all of these other places of their heart. They have memories, they have emotions that always be there, but they don't have the reserved sign there anymore. That's what this Hanged Man is telling me, is that they're in the transformation. They're letting stuff go. So I feel like they're in one of the rooms. We never go in those rooms. It's not like that kind of hotel. It's like it's an apartment that they have their own apartment they stay in. And those are full of the old memories and the things we had. But everyone we've loved will always be a part of us, but it doesn't mean I am consumed with it and that I want them back. That's the true thing. Do they have feelings? Do they want to get back with them? No. They're in transformation. They're seeing things from a higher perspective. They get what they had and why it ended, and they're learning and they're transforming into something else. They realize they're becoming a butterfly and the other person's staying a caterpillar. We don't match anymore. We don't have the same taste. We don't walk the same. I fly, you walk. I like nectar, you like eating leaves. They see that they don't have that kind of connection anymore. They don't want that kind of connection anymore, but there'll be a piece of them, and they're admittingly, that's we all do. Even if we deny it, it's like whatever. It's there, um, but it doesn't have to be where the seat is reserved, which is not. So hopefully that makes sense, Shloka. That's what's coming in there. So many blessings to you. And then Lucky, hello, hello. So, will your engagement ring ever be recovered? Does spirit know what happened to it? Let's take a look here. Well, you have the Four of Cups, there's emotional stability. I feel like this is something being offered back to you here. So, I feel like that there is going to be a return of something to you. I don't feel like it was necessarily stolen or anything like that. It just feels like that it was lost and that there's it's almost like it's mysteriously because here comes out of a cloud this Ace of Cups gets offered. It's like suddenly this is here. And you know I I'm wondering here, I'm not sure how your engagement is going, but I feel like there's going to be a new ring offered here, and that the old ring, it doesn't matter. you know I feel like the feeling of loss, the feeling of losing this engagement ring, this disappearing, is like part of the journey. Everything has a purpose. We and our human will get caught up in wanting to understand why it happened in the physical world, but we're like, the reason why it happened in the physical realm is just it's just detail. But the real reason, the reason from above, behind the scenes, below the surface reason for it is to understand the emotional stability, to understand what's truly important, right? Because these three cups on the bottom represent relationships and situations and things, and how those things don't fulfill us. But it's the higher love, it's our inner love that will fill us up. You know, relationship with a person, a ring, money, job, education, any kind of relationship with people, they are all unstable. Obviously, they can be disappear, right? But the reason it happened is to show you like what's most important. I was engaged to be engaged once, um, way back, decades ago. And it was when I was in organized religion, and I'd met someone, and I was like, I want to become a missionary. And they were like, I want to become a missionary too. And they were like, we were even started looking, we were like engaged to be engaged. And so we just started looking at rings, and I'm like, well, I was like looking at, we're going to be in places that really need help. So let's get, just bands, right? And they were okay with that while we were looking for the rings, right? Because I was like, if we get a big old diamond ring, and that ring would pay for the food of the entire village that we're in for a year, I'm afraid I'd come back from something and your finger would be missing because you didn't want to let go of the ring, and they wanted that to feed everyone for a year. And I said a little band would be, and they agreed with it until they started talking to their friends at work, and they had this um, opinion. This is what she told me anyway, that well, the size of the ring tells you how much they love you. And I was like, oh, so you want that big ring? And I was like, well, wouldn't how I treat you every day show you how much I love you, how faithful I am, how I speak to you, how I treat you? And but she was really um, focused on the ring. Other things happened later on through that where we ended up not getting married. And but the whole thing is like you really learn what's the most important thing. There's a great movie too, She's Just Not That Into You, or He's Just Not That Into You. It's like that. It has a lot of different relationships and stuff. It's really a good movie because it just really brings you this awareness that there's all types of relationships, but we all get down to understanding what's the most important thing, right? And I feel like that's what's happened here, and why it unfolded is for us to go, what is most important? A ring is just a thing, but the commitment of the heart and how I treat you and how I love you is what's most important, right? But I feel like there's a higher love, a higher thing being offered to you with this Four of Cups, where I don't feel like you're going to be offered a different ring. a different commitment, a different love, a different level of love. And this is going to become a moot point, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in, Lucky. Hopefully that resonates and makes sense to you there. But that's what's coming in. So boom, boom, boom. All right. And let me just move a few more over here. So thank you guys so much for your patience in getting to all the readings here. Make sure I'm moving all these over in order. Okay. All right. Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go. So hang in there, everybody. All right. So Jeep, thank you for your donations earlier today. This is your free question and a general for next week. Yeah, we did general for August, right? So this is for next week. What? Just let you know about next week. Okay. All right. I feel like here. So you've got the judgment card here, which is your higher self calling your human to a new place. And this combo kind of came out where this is like discovering what would make your heart feel full and overflowing. And this this 8 of Swords is about discovering what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, the small t truths that are rooted in fear, what has made you feel blinded and bound and trapped before versus feeling called to something that has higher this higher energy coming in here for you. So I do feel here that there's this, and I know we talked a little bit about this with you going back to work. They're just reminding me of this adventure of like you're really starting to go, "Oh, that prison feeling is coming in strong next week of this constriction and this, I don't want to go back into that." And it's like, what is my dream? What is it that would make me happy? And how can I make that happen? And really getting out of our head about the restrictions around what is keeping me from doing the things that I want. And it's like, well, for a moment, put everything aside and go, if I was a billionaire and I could have anything I wanted, there's no restrictions, what would I want? And write that down. And then to say, what are the obstacles that I think are standing between me and that? Was it really an obstacle? Truly, is it really an obstacle? I just feel like there's this clarity, and then asking your higher self, your spirit guides, all right, show me clarity. Are these things really obstacles, or give me ideas on how that could be different? Show me how this can be different. Open, bring me answers. Ask the questions, get the answers. And I feel like it's an important time for you with this next week. So interesting, but that's what's coming in for you. Yay. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Minaheel, you want to know, is your future spouse already connected with your family? I don't believe so. This is the Knight coming in offering love here. So, I don't feel like they're like right there, because this is like someone riding in on a white horse. It's like, no, I think it feels like there's newness to this. Someone come in and offering the Ace of Cups is offering new love. So I don't feel like this is someone coming in that's already part of the family here. I feel like it's new. So that would be no. Right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And then Carmel Damon, you want to know DL's current feelings and intentions towards you. You've got the 3 of Swords, which is the disappointment, expectations equal disappointment, heartbreak kind of energy. It's not that this is their intentions, but these are their feelings. I just feel like you know, they've got a lot of fear of heartbreak, a lot of expectations, or the fear of not living up to expectations. And so I feel like they're I don't know if necessarily they're running scared, but it just feels there's a lot of fear there, a lot of, you know, hesitancy in moving towards things because they sense a trap is what is on them. They're just like, and it's a false thing, right? I mean, it's like, unless you're trying to trap them, then you're like, uh-oh, busted. But it's like a lion going, I think these are cage bars. I see the big piece of meat in there, but I also see these cage bars and this little cage door that's going to come down. Mm, I don't know if I wanna go in there. I don't think I wanna be caged. I don't wanna disappoint. I don't wanna let someone down. I don't know if I can live up to what they want from me. And there's this kind of energy that's here of this fear of disappointment, and fear of making wrong choices too. They're like, what if, what if, what if, what if there's someone else that's more compatible for you that you prefer, or what if someone else down the road comes and I'm like, what if them, I think of them more. There's this like all this fear of disappointment, this fear of being disappointed, and restriction and pain and suffering, that is here. And it can be that maybe you don't even have the cage there, maybe you don't even have these expectations, but they're in their mind, which came from them growing up, a lot of supposed to's and shoulds and need to's, have to's and musts when it comes to emotion and relationship. And they've seen a lot, experienced a lot, and they're like, wow, there's so much, right? And when we have ourselves under all those small t truths, that long list of supposed to's, in order for me to be lovable and acceptable, there is a lot of fear. There is a lot of anguish and angst and all that wonderful lower vibrational emotion. And I feel like that's what's going on with them right now is they have a lot of that, I don't want to say insecurity sounds overused, but it just feels like there's a lot of that fear running rampant in them, that fear of disappointing someone and or being a disappointment. So hopefully that makes sense, Carmel. That's what's coming in right now. So many blessings to you. And then Maria P, hello, hello. So you want to know, what does Walter like of you a lot, a lot, a lot, besides your silliness? You got the justice card here. And I feel like one of the big things, they like your mind. They like where you, like I could hear him saying, I like where your mind's at. I think it's from a movie. But there is the scales there are the justice scales, the balancing, doing the right thing, the sense of realism, reality, being real more so, not reality, but being real and being truthful and being honest and upfront and open is such an important thing. And I feel like they're just like, yeah, you speak your mind, have an open mind, and you've really balanced life out, and you've cut away a lot of your small t truths of fear things, and you see things from a different perspective. And so you're intriguing, your mind is intriguing to them, in addition to your sense of humor, with that too. So I like that. Of course you're beautiful, but I'm like, they're like, there's a lot of beautiful people out there till they open their mouths and they become less beautiful. But that's why they like your sense of humor, and your mind, because that sets you apart from other beautiful women. Oh, such a thing they would say. All right. So that's what they have for you right now, Maria. Try not to melt. All right. So we're done here. So Alice, you are up next. And Alice, you want to know, does Harris want to build a committed relationship with you? With this Five of Cups, I feel like they want to, but I don't know if they feel they're capable of it, because this Five of Cups, they're focused on sadness and this depression and focus on lower vibrational energies. It's like there's this, you know, transformation of emotion that would need to happen for them to be able to do that. But I feel like they revert to focusing more on the lower vibrational type of emotions. There's like a they're and this goes into their small child self, their inner child. They don't feel worthy of love, and so they don't have a whole lot of love to offer, but their inner child also will sabotage. They self-sabotage relationships a lot because their inner child doesn't believe that that they are worthy of a committed relationship. No, 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 no. People always leave you. People will always leave. So don't even do it. We're not going to do it. And then they're like, I don't know. I think this is working out. And then the inner child sabotages the relationship and goes, see, it doesn't work. And so I feel like even though they may want it, I just don't feel until they do some inner work that they're capable of maintaining it. So, so that's what's coming in, Alice. So many blessings to you. And then Melissa Hodzik, hey, so you're wondering, is there any meaning to the dream that you've dreamt tonight? All right, let's take a look here. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is one of my cards of um, codependency in a way, but it's about being out of balance, having this way out of balance um, rate of exchange, right? Where your inner child feels you have to give so much to just serve so little. It's actually funny. I was kind of talking a little bit a moment ago about it, but this is this energy of needing to look at that out of balance. And so the dreams are coming in to show this out of balancedness. And then if you haven't seen it, you'll start to see things in the outside world that match this theme because they're not going to bring it all to you and blow up your brain. They're going to come into your subconscious, into your dreams, start bringing it in your peripheral vision and your vision out here till you start to see people going through things. Then you're like, wait a minute, this is also me. This is for me to look at, to understand, to release, to bring this balance back to 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 1,000, where I have to give 1,000 coins to get 1 coin back. So I feel this is all about balance and all about understanding this inner child who is like, we don't deserve that. No, no, we don't deserve that. And they have to hatch mark 1,000 times. Then once we hit 1,000 love coins or 1,000 abundance coins or whatever that we've given, then they erase it all and we start back at 1. So the forest fields drop for a moment and then go right back. Oops, go right back up. And so I feel like, you know, uh, hopefully that resonates with the dream that you had. But this is what I feel is coming through with these cards, is that it's this self-worth and worth kind of story that they're bringing in. And whoever it was, I don't know if it was exactly them. The people you're interacting with are character representations because it's what you feel safe looking at. It doesn't necessarily have to do with those individuals specifically, if that makes sense. Right? So that's what they have for you, Melissa. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Vidi Jalan, hello, hello. So a general message. Let's see what Spirit has. Oh, we always love temperance and patience, but it's a good card. You can see it's all about alchemy. It's going back and forth between these two cups. And this shows that, even though it may not seem like a lot of progress is being made or things are unfolding, that they are unfolding in perfect timing. That each time that goes back and forth between the two cups, it becomes a little more like gold each time. And before you know it, boom, it'll be gold out of nowhere. But this is just a kind of a message of trust the timing. And when things go slow, they're going slow for us. We can speed things up by raising our own love vibration, by questioning our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets and our emotions and things that don't serve us. Anything that's lower vibrational that we can transform into higher vibration speeds things up and allows gold to come in sooner. And so when we realize trust the timing, it's matching the pace of our energy. And if we feel like things are going really slow, It's because Spirit doesn't want to draw in lower vibrational things fast. They want those to come in really slow to give us time to raise our love vibration, the vibration of ourselves, so that these things fall away and new things come in, higher vibration things come in faster. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you right now, VD. So many blessings to you. And then lastly but not leastly, we have Olivier Vergara. Hello, hello. So you'd like a message from your guides for the last week of July. Yeah, can you believe it's the last week of July already? So they have rest, 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 peace of mind. Let expectations go. Allow yourself to be in the moment. Allow yourself this week of just embrace what is. Look at the stories that you're putting to things. And if there's small t truths and there's fear and anxiety, just know these are lower vibrational that are rooted in fear. And you can see things from a different perspective. You can release things. You can see things from capital T truths rooted in unconditional love. That brings this mental stability, this peace and calm, knowing that everything, the universe is kind, the universe loves you. They are always having everything unfold for you, even when things feel like they're happening to us, they're actually happening for us. So you can just rest and go, take a big, deep breath, step back and go, why did I want this to happen for me? And then you'll see wisdom and truth in a lot of things. Even looking at some things from the past, but feels like it's a put your mind to rest and be at ease with yourself this week. I feel is an important piece that will help you in every area of your life. So I like it. That's what's coming in for you. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you everyone for all your patience and me getting to the readings here. And in a moment here, once I end the stream, I will post a comment in the video and pin it. It'll list the order in which all the readings were completed, so you can find your reading. Lickety split. So I'll be back on Friday, this Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time is the next time free readings are. If you want to purchase a reading with me, all that information's in the description box down below. I have a ton of free content on my main page too. If you're not able to make a donation or purchase a reading, there's a ton that you can find. Just follow your heart and spirit will guide you to the readings or the podcast that has information in there for you. So again, thank you guys for your patience, for all the love, all the support, all the thumbs up. I'm so grateful for your thirst of searching and seeking after spirit too. I'm glad we're all together in this lifetime again. I'm sure we were in lifetimes before. So fun times ahead. And remember every second of every day of your life that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your week. Much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.